I'd like to raise the issue that is sometimes easy to forget in circumstances where we have so many problems in this country to deal with, particularly in the COVID crisis, and that is the aftermath of the fraudulent presidential election that took place in Belarus last August and the violence and protests that took place after that. It is perhaps easy for us to move on in this country and to forget the fact that there are many, many political prisoners still in jails in Minsk and throughout Belarus as a result of those protests, held not because of real crimes but because of raising their voice against Lukashenko and his government and the authoritarian state that is Belarus and has been for the last number of years. On the 27th of November, Mr Lukashenko indicated that he would step down as soon as a new constitution came into effect, but there's no timeline for when that's likely to happen. So the last dictator in Europe, as he's often referred to, continues to rule over Belarus with the authoritarian trademark that he has so much pride in. His rule has been called into question by the European Union, by the State Department of the United States, by governments throughout the European Union as well. And I wanted to bring to the House's attention this evening, or this afternoon, a campaign that's being led by Liberenko, a German NGO, and coordinated by Vyazna in Belarus, to call on parliamentarians specifically to call out the names of specific political prisoners who are being held in Belarus. And I want to bring the House's attention to the name Maksim Pauliuschynk, who is a young man who was arrested and is currently in prison, not for any serious crime, but for merely painting on a footpath the words "We will not forget" near the site of where one of the first protesters in that post-presidential riots and protests, where he was shot dead. And if that isn't legitimate protest, I don't know what is. But that man now is in jail, and I want to call for his release officially, and I want to ask the leader if she will facilitate a debate on this issue. I've raised it here a number of times. I've raised it under commencement matters as well. But we as a House, I think, need to continue to keep the pressure, and we as a country need to continue to keep the pressure on Mr Lukashenko, on his fraudulent government, and on the appalling situation in Belarus.
Senator Ward raised the continuing and very ongoing distressing situation for the people in Belarus, and I don't think we would be the only parliament to stay and stand with Belarusian people because they still are maintaining their disquiet, I suppose is probably the polite way to put it, against Lukashenko, and I think we should and continue to support them in every single way we can. So I would advocate that you come in every week and name a person that's been detained unlawfully, and we will support you.